Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot at what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. Today's show is brought to you by the Secrets of Successful Syndication. This 2-day workshop will unlock the keys to the kingdom in terms of how to take your investing career to the next level. Almost all professional developers use syndication to scale their business. And when I talk with deal sponsors, I hear over and over again that access to capital is the number one thing holding them back. It's going to be September 25th and 26th, Friday, Saturday this week. 2 full days of amazing content. It's a virtual event. We're still in the COVID-19 environment, so this will be a virtual event, and it's put on by my good friends at the Real Estate Guys radio show. I've been to events all over the world, and I have to tell you that this event is among the very best in the world in terms of quality of content and quality of attendees. To learn more, go to victorjm.com/events. That's victorjm.com/events. We are back. On today's show, we're talking about technology, and technology is testing the boundaries of new business models. The pandemic is creating sufficient disruption to accelerate the adoption of these new business models. I had dinner delivered to my house last week from a restaurant. The restaurant's only about a 2-minute drive from my house, but having dinner delivered during an evening when I had a packed schedule was incredibly convenient. Well, we're not here to talk about dinner. There's a new startup company hoping to become the Uber of evictions and post-eviction cleaning. There's about 4.5 million homes in the U.S. in some form of financial distress, and one startup company is treating the dire situation as a money-making opportunity for gig workers. The company is called Civvl, that's spelled C-I-V-V-L. They're recruiting freelancers to sign up as eviction crews for landlords and lenders. They're calling it the fastest-growing money gig due to COVID-19. Civvl is a company that started its online presence back in May of this year. They're hiring gig workers in all 50 states. Their website says they're expecting new gig workers in all 50 states and Canada. But when I attempted to register on their site as a Canadian, it was not capable of accepting a Canadian address. We'll see what happens. While there is large-scale moratorium on evictions, some evictions that don't fall under the moratorium are happening, and the company aims to provide services in 4 separate areas. Number 1, process serving, that is, serving notice of evictions. Number 2, foreclosure and eviction cleanouts. Number 3, property inspection. And number 4, eviction standby and assistance. The system basically aims to match landlords and lenders with process servers and cleaning crews who would be involved with the eviction process. The agents would not be responsible themselves for the eviction of tenants or the eviction of occupants in the event of foreclosure. They would still be relying upon the sheriff to conduct the eviction. At the heart of the system is an iPhone or an Android app that agents have running on their phone, and when a new gig comes into the system in a geographic area, potential agents are notified of an incoming gig. They have the opportunity to snag the gig, same as an Uber driver would have the chance to snag a ride. Pricing is negotiated between the users of the service and the agents who take the gig. The app uses the phone's location information in order to determine whether you would qualify to respond to a gig request. That prevents a gig worker in Anchorage, Alaska from responding to an eviction job in, say, Miami, Florida. You've got to be within a radius of the actual property location. The economic hardship associated with the pandemic is creating an opportunity, and this is clearly a new service. No doubt there will be early bugs to be worked out. It's not 100% clear what type of training will be provided to the gig workers. I'm personally not ready to hire an unknown gig worker to serve legal documents. Yeah, it'll probably be less expensive than hiring a professional process server, but if the service doesn't follow the process to the letter of the law, the landlord, or the lender in this case, runs the risk of having the service being invalidated. And in that situation, you would believe the notice was served when in fact you would not be in compliance. On the other hand, hiring someone from an app to complete an eviction cleanout would probably be an ideal service as long as there's enough resource available at a decent price in order to hire reliably. This is something I would be inclined to use as a lender or as a landlord. Now, I read through the company's 28-page agent agreement that any gig worker would have to sign. It's not clear how Civvl ensures that evictions coordinated through the app are legal, but its terms of service shift the legal responsibility to the landlords, the users who use the app. Now, I don't know whether Civvl is going to ultimately be a good service or not. We're living in a time of innovation, and there's no doubt that new business models will emerge for services. I'm not here to offer advice, but this is an idea and information that you can keep on your radar. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.